Hello everyone, welcome back to Wednesday here on the Pagan Perspective. I'm your host Eric. This week we are talking about sex and the god and goddess. So this week we're talking about how your sex, being male or female, affects your connection to the god and goddess, and whether or not we feel that men should be following the god and women should be following the goddess, or vice versa, or if that should have anything to do with it. Now, in my personal opinion, and this will probably be a relatively short video, but in my personal opinion, I don't think that it should have anything to do with whether or not you follow the god or the goddess just because you're male or female. Now, when it comes to my path and my deity, I do honor the god and the goddess. Or rather, because I follow a pantheon, several of the gods and many of the goddesses. It really depends on who I venerate during ritual, depending on what ritual I'm doing. Like, for example, at Beltane, it's all about the goddess. At Midsummer, generally that's all about the god. At Mabon, also a god ritual for me. And Samhain is the goddess, and Yule is the god, and Imbolc is the goddess, and I mean you can go around and decide for yourself as to who you're venerating and who you're honoring and putting on that pedestal for that ritual. So honestly, I do both, and I think everyone should do both, at least to an extent. If the god is where you get the majority of your power or your understanding, then you can, and this is my opinion, other people are going to argue with me, and that's absolutely fine, but you can have the god first and the goddess second. You can have them on equal footing if that's what you want to do, or you can have the goddess as the higher of the two. Or, in my case, it's the Norse gods oftentimes come in couples, like Odin and Frigg, and Frey and Freya, and Thor and Sif, and they're all part of a duality, which I think is fantastic. It makes it that much easier to go, okay, well, whose ritual is this? And every time I do ritual, I invoke god and goddess, not necessarily in that order, depending on who I'm doing it for specifically, but I will always choose during my own ritual a god and a goddess to invite to my circle. Outside of that, it's really, like I said, it's a personal choice as to how deep you get into who is more important for you, if either is more important than the other, as opposed to, having them on equal footing. I hope you all enjoyed watching this, and if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Thanks everybody for watching, and of course, until next time, Odin be with you.
No longer dwell upon these shores. You say the goddess and god have gone, but I tell you they live on, for in the cities and hills and in circles of stone, the voices of the old ways, the spirit